सामने दोनों यहाँ पे देखो, दोनों एक बीच में देखो, दोनों इस तरह देखो। अच्छा आपके लेफ्ट सर सर सेंटर सर सेंटर या सर या सेंटर थैंक यू Shanu, I just thought there was like this I was like what right corner right corner yo sir और चलो जोर हेलो उतनी आवाज नहीं आ रही हेलो लेफ्ट साइड दिया लेफ्ट साइड स्किन सो मैम बोलो ये सर ये मोदक के सामने ये राइट को स्किन थोड़ा सेंटर ये सेंटर on your right yes center से रुकना है yes center और वीडियो वाला थोड़ा लेफ्ट को राइट I'm become the center yeah right एक मिनट पहले तब तक सोलो रुकना उन लोगों को पहले ताकि लेफ्ट हियर थोड़े लेफ्ट हियर ताकि सेंटर यो ताकि यो
Excuse me.
ये मोबाइल पीछे ले। हेलो बॉस, मोबाइल पप्पू।
अरे ये मोबाइल है।
चाइना मोबाइल। Say a few words and we'll throw it over the Q&A. Over to Uncle.
Actually, Ashish has said everything that has to be said about this. But pretty much this film wouldn't have been possible without the crew that was behind this. The behind the scenes was very strong. As you know, these are short films with small budgets, but with a big heart and big soul. If it wasn't for all the actors showing up on time, coming for rehearsals, everything, for all the crew members who were working 24 hours and giving the heart and soul for the project, it wouldn't have been possible at all. Nothing more to say than that. I think you can, these are the actors that are here. They worked really hard. They asked many relevant questions that made the films much more interesting than they were earlier. Ashish and Aparna wrote the scripts when they were working in their little lab with their minions, planning interesting things, and they were very sure that they wanted to do something different from a web series. They came up with the idea of doing short films. I said, okay, that's interesting, but not so interesting till I read the scripts. And once I read the scripts, I was convinced that these are the right films to do, the right project to take forward. And right after that, we did the most important casting for the project. That was Shanu Sharma, who came in and got all these interesting actors. Some really in Cricket World Cup is going to start, so threw us some googlies in terms of proposing some interesting names for people who eventually acted in these films. Farida ji, Kulbhushan ji, Salim was a big surprise when Shanu said that Salim is going to act. I was like, wow, that's quite interesting. Tilotma, Shweta, Sakib, Riya, Shubham, who floored me with his first audition itself. It was so intense. I was like, wow. Shravani, these guys, their first auditions on tape were like they should be doing some art house cinema. But they pulled off this thing so nicely. In fact, the first film textbook, we pretty much shot for 2.5 hours. They didn't even need to shoot more because they just gave their shots in like one take each. So big hand for the little ones. If you have any questions for me, if you have any questions for the producer, writer, if you have any questions for the cast, please feel free to throw the questions at us.
So main question, why haven't the other three shot shown?
Sorry?
Why haven't the other three been shown?
We shot the films in 2 schedules. We shot the first schedule in December, and then we shot 3 films in January. So these are the films that we shot in December, and then we got them together. Also, we want to tease you a little.
Why, sir?
Why did we shoot them in? We shot the other three films in January because Riya's dates were not available.
Right. But how did the idea come about?
The idea was Ashish and Aparna's idea. They came up with the idea. Ashish, you want to take this?
Well, everyone loves a love story. So yeah, love story kisko pasand nahi hai. And we thought it would be interesting to, do this in a fresh format, in a short film format, and set them with really interesting backdrops. And we've all seen this happen. Like the love story that Shweta and Sakib are a part of is something I've actually seen happen when I was in college. I was at the Churchgate bus stop and I saw this blind couple standing and talking, and the boy was flirting with the girl, and suddenly says, and she said to him in Marathi, "Kai karte koni bagna?" And that's just stayed with me for decades, and that's just a story that needed to be told. So be it the settings of those stories, or be it some really interesting characters. Like I think Farida ji and Kulbhushan ji's story is actually inspired by my parents. They are still as romantic and they are still as naughty, and that's why her love story is called Scandal Point. And we've all had, absolute boy crushes on Farida ji, so we're all very, very jealous of Kulbhushan ji for being in that car with her. So, you know, there's love stories all around her. There's probably a love story cooking behind somewhere near the elevator as we do this Q&A. So that's really the reason why we wanted to tell them, and that's where Ankur came in, and you know, he's being really humble and modest today, as he always is. And I think what he really did is added that heart and that soul, and I think he made me a better writer than I probably am, you know, and really pushed me, asked me all the right questions that, you know, why would he do this, or why don't we set it like this, and how do we make sure that we, hold their attention even if it's a really short film. And you know, he brought in the soul into this film, and that's what really made the whole process. मतलब फिल्में चलती हैं नहीं चलती, यश used to always tell me, you know, कि पिक्चर हिट होगी फ्लॉप होगी किसी को पता नहीं है, बनाते वक्त मजा आया कि नहीं वो देखना चाहिए. एंड दैट आई कैन टेल यू, इन्हें बनाते हुए हमें बहुत मजा आया, एंड दिस मैन इज hugely responsible for that entire process. So, thank you.
How do you go about marketing this and taking to people, like, you know, how do you go about now?
Well, our platform for publishing these, distributing these films is primarily digital. So we're going to put it out on the Y Films YouTube channel. That is one of the fastest growing YouTube channels in the country today. They are only about 100 days old. When we launched the channel, which is sometime in October, we had about 18,000 subscribers, which were dead. And they were dead because they had forgotten, they forgot to unsubscribe, because we had not put anything over there since like 2 years. You know, because the last film we did, Miridaki Maruti, which Saqib and Riya were a part of, we had put it on YRF, not on Y Films. So when we went back to it, and all the content that we started putting started firing, it's completely exploded. In the last 100 days, that channel subscription base now sits at 2.5 lakhs. We've clocked about 20 million views in the last 100 days alone. So that is the platform where we're going to be hosting this. A large chunk of the marketing is going to happen through social media, through Facebook, through Twitter, and all of that. We have an incredible partner in the form of Airtel. I introduced Neha a little earlier. And Airtel has already started deploying the incredible music that we've got on the film 3 days in advance on their Wink music platform. So if you like the music, you can turn it into a ringtone, a CRBT. So they're going to be pushing it out to their massive, you know, I don't know, like 500 million people who subscribe to Airtel. They're going to get that. Sorry, 200 million. I'm sorry, Neha's correcting me. I'm sorry. It's not the size of China. It's probably just India. Okay. So yeah, so she's going to push that out over there. We've got such incredible talent also who come with their own set of followings and more, who we are going to use to publish and promote this. And there's of course friends from the media like yourselves who will hopefully get us, out there with as many people as possible.